Let us start today's current affairs. From last 2-3 days, every day we are seeing IL and FS, infrastructure leasing and financial services, IL and FS issue. What is this IL and FS issue? IL and FS is a company. It have failed to pay interest for 7 times. It is a debt-ridden company. Debt-ridden company. National Company Law Tribunal, after taking permission from National Company Law Tribunal, the government of India appointed Uday Kotak for the new board. A new board was constituted to again bring back the fortune of the company. IL and FS, infrastructure leasing and financial services. And Rahul Gandhi nicknamed it as I love financial scams. Infrastructure leasing, financial services. IL and FS is in the need of immediate capital infusion. It is in the need of immediate capital infusion, 3,000 crores. Rupees 3,000 crores immediate. Right now IL and FS has a debt of 91,000 crores. 91,000 crores. The company has defaulted in payment of loans for 7 times. The company has defaulted payment of loans for 7 times. According to one expert opinion, the recent debt crisis of the company is not because of the recent faults, but because of the decisions which were taken before 2014. But by the decisions which were taken before 2014, the LIC holds largest stake in IL and FS. LIC has larger hold in IL and FS, 25.34% stake. 25.34% stake. The National Company Law Tribunal, NCLT, on October 1st granted permission to the central government. The National Company Law Tribunal on October 1st granted permission to the central government to take over the board of debt-ridden infrastructure leasing and financial services. Debt-ridden infrastructure leasing and financial services. Now the board is controlled by the government. Government wanted to again resuscitate, to give some strength to that. Now the stakeholders in IL and FS have some breathing space. They want to see this light and government take over. But now again there is a big challenge. Unless the government runs it in a very prudent manner, unless it will take a better decisions, the crisis in IL and FS is not over. The crisis in IL and FS is not over. As I told you, IL and FS have debt of 91,000 crores and it is facing severe cash crunch, liquidity problem. It do not have cash for working. Severe liquidity problem. The default of the payment of interest has raising the concerns of many. The default in the payment of interest. And recently SBI and some other stakeholders wanted to give some more loans. But still now government is trying to help IL and FS. But let's see how it's going to do that. And IL and FS trading, their stock markets got suddenly fallen because of the defaults. Again with the government takeover, we may see some light with the IL and FS, infrastructure leasing and financial services. And government is going to invest the entire episode by SFIO, Serious Fraud Investigation Office. There is a separate white collar offences office in India called SFIO, called Serious Fraud Investigation Office. It will deal with company crimes, white collar crimes, like you have seen Satyam scam or Sahara scam. These big scams will be inquired by SFIO, and most of the topmost banking officials and civil servants and topmost financial experts will be working in the SFIO. They will take up one big cases, Serious Fraud Investigation Office. Now the case government is going to send it to SFIO, Serious Fraud Investigation Office. Am I clear? Understood? Let's go to the next topic. USMCA. USMCA. USA, America, Mexico, Canada Agreement. USMCA. America, Mexico, Canada Agreement. This is called USMCA. In 1992, America, Canada and Mexico had an agreement called NAFTA. NAFTA. North American Free Trade Agreement. NAFTA. North American Free Trade Agreement. NAFTA is going on smoothly. When the Trump have become the president of America, in his election campaign itself, he started talking against NAFTA. In fact, he wanted to construct a wall between Mexico and America. He wanted to construct a wall between Mexico and America. Now, USMCA talks were concluded. If everything goes right, USMCA is going to replace NAFTA. If everything goes intact, USMCA in future is going to replace NAFTA. All heads, Trump, Mexican president, Canadian president, are expected to sign the deal by November end. They are expected to sign the deal by November end, and USMCA might replace NAFTA. What will happen if USMCA comes into picture? First thing is, earlier US dairy products have certain limitations in Canadian markets. US dairy products, cheese, butter, milk, all these things have some limitations, restrictions in Canadian market. Now, US dairy exports to Canada will increase, though there will be restrictions, but these will be liberalized. From last 20 years, US is asking for more liberal exports to Canada. Canada should allow more liberal US dairy exports, but Canada is not allowing. Now, in this USMCA, US dairy markets, dairy products can go into Canadian markets more freely than NAFTA. Already, Canadian dairy producers are agitating against this. Canadian dairy producers are agitating, because if US dairy products come to the Canadian markets more and more, Canadian dairy producers will get affected. The domestic production of Canadian dairy products will get affected. This is the first thing that went on. US now is going to have more access to Canadian market in dairy products. Car manufacturing. Now US car manufacturing, manufacturing parts will have more priority in the USMCA, and this decision Ford Motor Company, you all know Ford cars, Ford Motor Company applauded the USMCA, saying that now US is going to lead the manufacturing company, car manufacturing companies. And there is one more thing called sunset clause. US is asking, let us close down NAFTA in another 5 years. Let us close down NAFTA. And these countries have not yet agreed for that. Let us take some time, at least 16 years time. So sunset clause, there is no clarity till date. Sunset clause means sunset. Sunset means close down. Let us opt out. But that is not yet been finalized. The new trade agreement aim to support American workers in many ways. As you all know, Trump is aiming for that. He is aiming to support American workers in many ways. So Trump is successful. Trump is highly successful in bargaining a better deal in favor of America in the name of USMCA. Today's Hindu paper article, that is. And UPSC to allow the candidates to withdraw their applications before exam. UPSC is going to allow the candidates to withdraw the applications before their exam. See, 8 lakh people apply for prelims. Around 3.5 lakhs go for exam. The question papers, the hall allotment, all these things is waste of paper, waste of energy, and if there are concise people who are really serious, UPSC can conduct much more serious examination. So from next Indian Engineering Service exam onwards, the UPSC is allowing the candidates to, it will give some more time to withdraw the applications, and UPSC is going in future going paperless. Few exams UPSC is going to conduct online. Probably in the future we may get our prelims exam online also. Probably, okay. And details of the students who are not selected in UPSC will be put in the National Career Service Portal, which have a link with Ministry of Labour and Employment. The details of the students, aspirants who have not passed the exam, who did not get selected in the exam, it will be posted in the National Career Service Portal, which is linked to Ministry of Labour and Employment, so that they can get alternative employment sources. Good news for UPSC aspirants. Next, Justice Ranjan Gogoi to be sworn as new Chief Justice today. He is the 46th Chief Justice of India. Ranjan Gogoi is the 46th Chief Justice of India. He belongs to Assam. Justice Ranjan Gogoi, 46th Chief of India. Central Information Commission today ruled that BCCI comes under RTI Act. Board of Cricket Control of India. Central Information Commission ruled that BCCI comes under RTI Act and answerable to the people of the country. Next. For sustainable and holistic development of rural areas in the country. A nationwide action research project of Gram Panchayat Development Scheme was inaugurated. Gram Panchayat Development Scheme is very important for the exam. Gram Panchayat Development Scheme. As you all know, in India we have Food Security Act. Under Food Security Act, 75% of rural India, 50% of urban India is covered. Total 62.3% of Indians were covered. Those who are not covered under Food Security Act, you all know Orissa is under, most of the tribal population in Orissa are dying without food, they are dying with starvation. Orissa government launched its own state food security program, its own state food security scheme. Orissa government launched its own state food security scheme covering 25 lakh poor people on Gandhi Jayanti yesterday. Covering 25 lakh poor people, those who are not covered under National Food Security Scheme. Okay, those who do not get food from the National Food Security Scheme, Orissa government is covering them under Orissa State Food Security Scheme. Very good news, that is, at least government have done that. And these are the important current affairs for today.